Hello, this is the Dark Lord Happy Pants, and today I am going to be doing a movie review on a movie that just recently came out in theaters, Disney's Tangled. For those of you who don't know me, well, I love Disney. Their movies are a part of my childhood, and Disneyland was a place that was always full of happy memories for me. I'm absolutely in love with some of their classics, and some of my favorites include Beauty and the Beast, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, to name a few. Considering the high quality of these movies, I was incredibly disappointed with some of Disney's more recent films, like Home on the Range. Ugh. However, it is apparent that Disney is working hard to regain the spot on the top of the food chain of animated kids' films, with heartwarming and humorous films such as Meet the Robinsons and The Princess and the Frog. The quality of Disney's animated features is slowly but steadily improving. But how does their newest movie Tangled hold up? Well, let's find out. The plot of Tangled is relatively similar to the original fairy tale. Pregnant lady eats plant, old woman named Gothel kidnaps baby because pregnant lady ate the plant, baby grows up inside tower and has incredibly long hair, and eventually is rescued from the tower with the help of a handsome man. As usual, Disney has added their own creative twist to the story, and frankly, the result is excellent. First of all, Rapunzel's mother is a queen, and she actually needs the flower in order to recover from an illness. Second, the flower is magical. It's been touched by the sun, so to speak, and it grants youth and health to all those who know how to use it. Now, because the queen ate the plant, her baby is born with long, golden, magical hair. Another interesting twist in the story is the character of Gothel, or more specifically, the reason she kidnaps Rapunzel. She uses the flower to restore her youth before the queen eats it, but when the flower is gone, she is simply content to steal a lock of baby Rapunzel's hair. But things don't go according to plan. As soon as she tries to cut off one lock of hair, it turns brown and instantly loses its magical properties. As a result, she decides to kidnap Rapunzel and hide her away from the world. Now, don't worry, this is only the prologue. I won't dare spoil the rest of the movie for you, but I will say this. Disney sure found a creative way to cover all their bases and seal up any potential plot holes. Now that we've covered some of the basics of the plot, it's time to go over the characters. The characters in this movie are some of the best, if not the best developed characters I have seen in a Disney movie. Despite her isolation, Rapunzel is a strong character who is able to hold her own in the real world pretty well. Well, not at first, but anyway. Also, like the character Princess Tiana, she has a clear idea of what she wants, and unlike several other Disney princesses, what she wants isn't big, extravagant, or complicated. She just wants to go outside and see these lanterns that always float through the sky on the night of her birthday. Now that I've mentioned my favorite aspects of Rapunzel's character, let's move on to the romantic interest, Flynn Rider. I absolutely love the way the character develops throughout the story. At first, he is selfish and conniving. He is almost as selfish and conniving as the antagonist, but as he interacts with Rapunzel, he slowly becomes a better person. Also, his romance with Rapunzel just feels so natural when compared to the characters from other Disney movies. It blossoms slowly between them as they begin to discover more about themselves, and I've also got to say, he's funny as heck. Before this movie, I didn't officially have a favorite Disney prince, unless you count the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. But now I can easily say that my favorite Disney prince is Flynn. He has a great personality and, okay, he's a CGI character, but I have to admit he's gorgeous and easy to look at. Okay, now time to move on to the antagonist. Now, the antagonist of this movie, as you've probably already guessed, is Mother Gothel. Note that I said antagonist, not villain. She's one of the best examples of a well-rounded character in this movie. Sure, she kidnaps a baby, and locks her away from the world, but only out of her own selfishness. Not out of spite, a desire for vengeance, or world domination, just selfishness. Also, just because she cares for herself above all else doesn't mean she isn't capable of caring for others. She does genuinely seem to love Rapunzel, even if some of the things she says to her do seem abusive. Unlike most Disney villains, Gothel isn't a typical cliché cardboard cutout villain. She's just an incredibly selfish person who does some bad things for self-gain. Now, there are two other main characters who I'm not really going to talk about too much, because there's not really a lot to say, and they are the animal sidekicks. Pascal, the chameleon, and Maximus, the bloodhound, horse. I will say this about them, though. Awesome, funny, and adorable. Both of them. Now for the fun part, the music. Okay, I'll admit freely, I was really caught off guard by the songs in this movie. I guess I just wasn't expecting there to be any songs because, Disney was taking a whole different approach to this princess movie. What with the CGI animation instead of hand-drawn, I figured, well, if they're going for this sort of change, maybe they're not going to be including any songs either. But when I heard the first song, I was mistaken. I think that the fact that I wasn't prepared for the songs made me a bit less receptive to them at first. My initial feelings on some of the songs were that they were unnecessary and that the movie could get by without them. Looking back now, though, the songs really did add some nice flavor to the film. And I'll admit, there were a few songs that I did find enchanting from the get-go. These were Mother Knows Best and its reprise, I Have a Dream, and The Healing Incantation. However, as I got home, the desire to listen to the music from the movie slowly started to consume me. Eventually, I went onto YouTube and listened to all of the songs from the movie about 10 times over. As a result, they quickly grew on me, and no wonder Alan Menken is the composer. I'll be frank, his songs in this movie aren't instant classics like the ones from The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Beauty and the Beast, but they're definitely worth listening to. If I had to pick, I'd say my favorite song from the movie would be I See the Light. If you pay more attention to it than me when I saw it, I think you'll agree that this song is a modern embodiment of Disney magic. Other than what I just mentioned, I can't really find a whole lot wrong with this movie. There is one point in the story where Gothel formulates a plan to get Rapunzel back to the tower, but I couldn't quite understand just what she was planning. I mean, when her plan had been carried out, I thought, was she really planning this result the whole time? But there's so much that could have gone wrong. How did she know everything was going to work out this way? I don't think that was explained too well. And also, there is one scene at the end that uses a cliche that Disney is quite fond of. Again, I won't dare spoil it for you, but oddly enough, I had absolutely no problem with this scene at all. This is most likely due to the fact that the cliche used mostly comes from the original fairy tale. So there, it's forgivable. My last grievance with this film is the title. I mean, why couldn't they have called it Rapunzel instead of Tangled? They did that with all the other Disney classics like Beauty and the Beast and Snow White. Oh well, whatever you call it, it's still good. A rose by any other name, I guess. All in all, this movie is a must-see for any Disney fans out there. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. So, that's it for this review. This is the Dark Lord Happy Pants signing out and wishing you all a very happy holiday season, whatever you celebrate. Bye!